Not right now.
Yeah, hang on just a sec. Shit. Jensen?
Haas, surprised to see you here.
Yeah, well, I guess you're better at looking out for yourself than I am.
I don't have time for your self-pity. I need to get into the morgue.
That's it? No, forget it. I don't know what's going on with that body down there, but my orders come from the brass. No one gets in. First thing you say to me after almost 2 years is you want something?
Should I have given you an order? You've always been very good at following those.
God damn. Where do you get off being so self-righteous? You think I like this? Look at me. From SWAT team commander to a crummy desk sergeant in the 2-bit precinct. I don't need this from you. I get enough of it at home. So either come up with something better than your usual attitude, or you can just forget it, because you came to me.
Okay, look, you're angry, and you've got a right to be. I'm putting you in a bad position, but I have to get inside that morgue. I won't let it get back to you.
I'm always in a bad position. I don't see how I can possibly do this. There's so much heat right now, I'm telling you. The moment I open that door, I'm finished. I just got my life back together. This job is all I have. Don't make me do this.
Don't put this on anyone else. We both know the real reason you're stuck here is that you feel guilty about what you did. And until you face up to that, this is where you're gonna stay.
I knew it would come to that eventually. Everything goes back to that day. I shot a kid, but he was dead before I did that. He chose to make himself a weapon, and he could have gone through us like tissue paper with those augments of his. That's why you ran off. You just couldn't take that.
We all make mistakes, Wayne. Nobody blames you for it. You have to believe that and forgive yourself, or you'll never put it behind you.
You condescending jackass. Do you know who's really to blame for all this? You are. You left me hanging. The kill order was yours, your responsibility. Instead, you dumped it all on me. And you knew I wasn't strong enough to refuse. It's all on you.
I've heard enough of this. You're lying to yourself. You pulled that trigger, no one else. You can't escape from that for the rest of your life. Accept it, make it a part of your history, and put it in your past. Because denial is only making it worse.
I can't. Oh, hell. You're right. I've been so stupid. 2 whole years. I've got to start turning things around. Right now. Go on in. Don't worry about the guys. They'll leave you alone. But I need to think.
To meet with David Seraph
I'll
in
be seeing
person, to offer my deepest sympathies and assure him that these attacks are in...
Oh yeah, the famous
Restricted areas.
Restricted areas. How do we warn a player? We went to so many iterations about how do we fix this, how do we support the actual difference between the public area inside the lobby and the rest of the police station. If you did not convince Wayne that the rest of the police station is completely hostile to the player, even though you're the good guy and those guys are also good guys. We went.
It's because in the first playtest, like, we didn't have any of the tricks that we used in the final game, and we just realized that players were just breezing through the restricted area without noticing it, and after that wondering why they were attacked by the police officers.
Yeah, exactly. So we wanted to, I suggested to have alternate paths inside the lobby to infiltrate the police station, more have a feeling of infiltration, but JF was against it. So then I decided to place a cop closer to the door, but because our system works that NPC automatically open the doors, the door was always open. So, oh man, come on. So we changed that specific door. We added more signs, and thank God for the playtest and the playtesters who gave us really great feedbacks, and just by watching them playing, we did many iterations, and then we
eventually we even with the signs and everything, it was still not clear enough because some players are just like looking super fast everywhere and they just go through the door, and you had to reuse the dialogue system.
Yeah, I did a tweak by reusing the conversation system itself and trying to just do a very quick thing by reusing one of the barks of the character, but using it inside the conversation. That's why the character actually does the hand signal and say, hey, blah, 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 you're not supposed to be here. So, and it works so well that we actually reuse that forced conversation system and place it somewhere else multiple times throughout the game. So that's pretty cool.
We're gonna stay here until I get some answers, kid. We're talking about some...
So this little interaction where you see the interrogation going on there, that's actually a remnant of an old side quest when we were doing our first passes for the vertical slice, and we had so many more. The particular side quest ended up getting cut, but we still have, we felt this part still added life, so we kept it.
Well, it was good flavor for in the police station. We didn't want to just have empty offices everywhere, and we thought this... while we did cut the side quests, this was a good remnant to keep that added life and flavor inside the station.
That particular occupation actually really fit well inside the police station, and there's multiple traces of that old side quest. Like we were supposed to have the crying mother inside the lobby of the police station, that brother there, and then her brother was kidnapped and left alive but dying.
It's like
inside,
walled inside one of the sewers. And is he still there?
I think so. Oh crap, I forgot about him. But there's also like an apartment that's completely upside down that was also part of that side quest. We left the apartment just to have something interesting to see. But throughout the city, there's multiple places you can see some hints about that old side quest. Yeah.
So I'd be very curious to see if any fans out there can find all those remnants and piece together what that side quest was supposed to be. Someone will do it.
The challenge has been made.
So, Frank, this looks like it might be a very special office with that sign on the door.
Yeah, well, when we worked on the police station, when I designed the bits and pieces of that places, I ended up trying to figure out how to name those places, all those offices, and we reuse some of the names this is McCann, so that's my name, my last name, McCann's office. And I always wanted to be a cop and investigator. And some of my friends, like Jean-François Champagne, who worked on the side quiz, has also his name on the desk down on the first floor in the main offices. So yeah, we tried to have some fun with it.
And a lot of the other names were names of famous, if I remember correctly, they're cyberpunk authors and science fiction authors. But Detective McCann in here actually is in charge of some of the missing. An entire investigation, I believe, into the missing people. And as you go through the office, you can see on the walls are the pictures of some of the missing women. And this actually ties into a thread that's very, very subtle throughout the whole game, in which people have been kidnapped, women have been kidnapped, disappearing, and they end up actually in Panchaea at the end of the game. And so the names of all these women ultimately appear a lot in some of the emails that you'll discover later in the game in Panchaea, and it led to the whole missing link storyline.
Exactly, yeah, that's what I wanted to add as well, is that inside the Missing Link DLC, inside the cargo, when I designed the cargo as well, way later on, is we added those pods, those life pods down below, secret life pods, and those are kind of a reminiscence of those kidnapped people throughout the world, so yeah.
Don't get involved in this, asshole. Get out of here.
About time. You the home sec guy I was ordered to wait for? Tell Manderley I didn't get the memo until I was halfway through the autopsy. By then, it was too late to close him up again.
Right. So you recovered the neural hub?
Tricky bit of work that was. A few inches lower and the bullet would have fried more than just the pedal connectors. As it is, I can't guarantee you'll get anything useful out of it, other than the fact that it's been modified.
Modified? With what?
Some kind of wet drive. But hey, I didn't look. Ultraviolet means ultraviolet. And I know how touchy you guys get when it comes to matters of national security. He's all yours. The hub's been detached, but I left it in the skull as ordered. Now, if you'll excuse me, I got paperwork to fix.
Boss, I got the neural hub. Looks like it's been modified with some kind of wet drive. Pritchard should have a look at it.
No, don't bring it here. Frank's not finished running his diagnostic, and I don't want to risk connecting any tech to our networks till he's done.
Especially if the tech is military. So what do you want me to do?
Take the hub to your apartment. I'll have Frank contact you there.
What do you want now? Looking the other way for you guys is one thing, but I'm not going to help you carry him out of here. You're supposed to have a partner for that. Where the hell is she?
So about another example about the world boundaries, where we try to make the city bigger and more alive than where we actually play. We tried to add places where you could see cars in the background driving by and everything, and we ended up putting it in places where you really need to pay attention, you really need to look in that direction, and ultimately not necessarily giving the instant
Feeling
feeling
of it,
exactly. So yeah.
We wanted to actually have a more alive feeling in those world memories, but because of time constraints we had in production, we barely had the time to have one model of one car. Having the lights on, it was very difficult, and having that car actually animated. Just the tram that goes inside the CDR was
a hell.
Definitely hell. So having just cars on those, so we managed just the minimum we could actually place inside the game, and that's it.
But it looks really cool when you stand there and you see the car go by.
Yeah,
You're like, wow.
One car every 2 minutes.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's true. This is like one car reading.
It's really exciting.
Well, there's a gas shortage.